As the third pick in the NFL draft as a running back, for Jeremiyah Love to not be deemed a bust, he's going to have to become one of the best running backs in Cardinals history. And today we're going to be playing his entire career in Madden to see which trajectory his career takes. He starts off his NFL journey as an 83 overall with blazing speed. I mean, he does look like quite the stud, but I'm worried the same thing will happen to him as it did to Ashton Jeanty, because the team around him is so bad. Like, they're definitely going to be stacking the box 24/7 with Jacoby Brissett as the starting quarterback. But as we officially sim to the end of his rookie season, it is time to reveal Jeremiyah Love's career challenges, as he has to break every Cardinals rushing record, which should be easy peasy. He has to become an X Factor while also joining the 99 club. At least once he's got to win Offensive Player of the Year, which isn't too easy in this game as a running back. And of course, he's got to bring the Cardinals their first ever Super Bowl. And you boys know the drill. If he fails just one of these challenges, I owe one of my subscribers a Jeremiyah Love jersey. Now, I will say it has been quite a while since a player's failed their career challenge, and I don't expect Jeremiyah to, because he's a beast. But unfortunately, fellas, I feel like we're due for a stinker. Which, yeah, not really a surprise. Season 1, not the best. Not too sure you could expect more from this team, but even though the team had a stinker, doesn't necessarily mean Jeremiyah had a bad season, which our offense actually wasn't too bad. Came at 13th in the National Football League. Defensively, we weren't bad either. Which, to be fair, it's actually a really good season from Jacoby Brissett, like 3,800 yards, 28 tutties, 13 picks. Surprised he's still alive, though. But let's see. In his rookie season behind a pretty garbage offensive line, Jeremiyah Love actually had an absolute banger, dude. 1,300 yards, 4.7 yards per carry, and 8 touchdowns. And honestly, when you scale it, like 1,300 yards behind this offensive line is like 2,000 yards behind an average offensive line. Which surely with these numbers, he won Offensive Rookie of the Year, right? He didn't even fumble a single time. Now, how did he do through the air? Marv had a good season, 1,100 yards. Love to see it. If this team's ever going to win a Super Bowl, Marvin Harrison's going to have to live up to his potential eventually. Michael Wilson, good season. Same thing from Kendrick Bourne. Trey McBride, not necessarily playing up to his standard, but Jeremiyah Love, I expect maybe a little bit more than that from him through the air. 222 yards and 33 grabs and just a single touchdown, but he'll get better. He can't be perfect as a rookie, which I am interested to see what that overall is up to. We'll check in just a second. I want to see how his defensive teammates did first. Actually, no. I want to see, dude, this is inexcusable. If Paris Johnson is the best offensive lineman on the team by far, he had 21 sacks. I'm actually quite astounded that Jeremiyah was almost able to average 5 yards per carry behind such a horrible offensive line. So, like, at the end of the day, imagine the numbers Jeremiyah Love's going to put up once he actually gets a better offensive line. But just out of pure curiosity, Mac Wilson leading the attack, sack-wise, we were pretty garbage. Zaven Collins with only 7.5 sacks. That might be, like, the least amount of sacks a team's ever got combined in NFL history. That's horrible. But let us see. Joe Burrow wins MVP. Coach of the Year goes to Kyle Shanahan. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Puka Nacua. We didn't have Jeremiyah Love in the top 10. Like I said, it's going to be really tough for him to win the award as a running back. Now, Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons, but what we care about, Offensive Rookie of the Year, goes to Cam Scatterboo. Got robbed. But, like, he's not a real rookie. Jeremiyah Love's the first real rookie on the board. So, technically, in our hearts at least, he's the Offensive Rookie of the Year. In true second place is Jadarian Price, which isn't really a shocker. Zachariah Branch in real third place. Jordan Tyson in fourth. And the real Defensive Rookie of the Year on the NFC side of things was Sonny Styles, which overall, as a rookie, does look like it came 10th overall in rushing yards, which is not bad at all. And only one of 2 out of the top 10 that didn't fumble, which let's go ahead and check. After his rookie season, Jeremiyah Love is up to a 90 overall. And keep in mind, brother, he is only 20 years old. There's a very real chance the next 2 or 3 years he already joins that 99 club. But did he break any records as a rookie? Oh, he didn't actually. I'm not gonna lie, this single season Cardinals rushing record might actually end up being pretty difficult to beat. Because like 1,600 yards, that's a lot, especially for Madden franchise. I do think he should quite easily be able to break these Cardinals career records, but like I said, man, these season records are gonna be tough. I'm actually kind of interested, once we simulate past the Super Bowl here, I'm curious to see if Jeremiyah Love can go ahead and gain that X Factor. That'd be nice. Following a San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl, Jeremiyah Love remains a superstar. And Jacoby Brissett, even after the pretty decent season, all the way down to a 73 overall, which raises some pretty massive questions. In the latest and greatest mock draft here, Madden believes the Arizona Cardinals are going to take Julian Sayin, quarterback out of Ohio State. Wow. I was interested to see if they went offensive line or quarterback, but apparently, I mean, there's still another mock draft to go, and the mock draft isn't always 100% accurate, but as of right now, boys, it looks like Jeremiyah Love's going to have a new quarterback handing the ball off to him next season. I mean, they have $130 million to spend this offseason, so hopefully they can fix that offensive line a little bit, which to my complete shock, the Cardinals owners, who are notorious for being cheap, did spend a lot of money, but the question is on who? Please tell me they picked up some offensive linemen. They signed DJ Reader, Christian Wilkins, some deep tackles, Alex Singleton. They get Taylor Decker and Andre Cisco, but yeah, a bunch of defense, and then at least we got a decent offensive tackle here in Taylor Decker, who I'm assuming will play on the right side. But now, boys, it's time for what could be the most pivotal decision in Cardinals history, at least since a year ago, which first I do want to check out the latest mock draft. Okay, that's actually a big difference. Going number 1 now, the mock draft has Colin Simmons to the Jets, passing up on Dante Moore, which is crazy work. Has Dante fallen to the Dolphins at 3, which in turn, I wonder how that affects the Cardinals pick. Arch goes 5 to the Browns, which I feel like that family would reject that wholeheartedly, but the latest and greatest mock draft has the Cardinals taking Lenoris Sellers. Oh my. Oh, that's gonna be crazy. The Duke of Lenoris Sellers. Imagine the scenes. Imagine the scenes that Julian Sand turns out to be the better quarterback. But if Lenoris Sellers could play to his potential, brother, I'm telling you, him and Jeremiyah Love in the same backfield could potentially be deadly. What do you mean a pH description's required? A pH measures the acidity or alkalinity of an aqueous solution. Like, what is this trying to tell me? Like, should I be scared? Is Lenoris toxic? Let's see as we head into the draft ourselves and the board falls just like it did in the mock draft. I'm gonna go ahead and advance to the next pick. And with the 7th selection in the 2027 NFL draft, the Arizona Cardinals select. I don't think that's Julian Sand. I have a sneaky suspicion it's not. And there it is, boys. Lenoris Sellers, the new future of this franchise. Alongside Jeremiyah, of course, which hopefully the rest of the draft here is as significant. Here we have it, fellas. Moment of truth. Lenoris Sellers comes in as a 75 overall. I mean, like, I don't think that's bad at all for a rookie quarterback. So him and Jeremiyah Love are going to be 21 and 22 years old respectively. So like, they're going to be here for probably another decade. If they both pan out, dude, this could be the start of a dynasty. I will say, though, outside of that, draft's pretty garbage. Got an okay edge rusher in the 2nd, a tight end that's never going to play since we have Trey McBride and a center who I hope never plays. But all that matters is Jeremiyah got his quarterback, which headed into Jeremiyah's sophomore campaign. I feel like this team has potential to do better than 6 wins. I mean, the offensive line still isn't perfect, but I mean, it's not horrible. I mean, obviously, the success of this team this season lies in the hands of rookie quarterback Lenoris Sellers. At least, though, for him, he's got a good running back to hand the ball off to. So Jeremiyah's squad coming in as an 84 overall with an 85 offense and a defense which isn't completely terrible. I mean, maybe there's an outside chance to make the playoffs here. I mean, to be fair, 9 wins is a pretty decent improvement, especially with a rookie quarterback. I mean, unfortunately, he didn't make the playoffs at 9-8. They got the 9 seed, so about a game out in the playoffs, so pretty good progression. And honestly, if the squad takes another big step forward next year, they maybe could go on a little Super Bowl run, which doesn't really make any sense since the offense went quite a bit backwards. Defensively, we were about the exact same too. So how did we win 3 more games than a year ago? I mean, yeah, Lenoris was a little bit worse than what Jacoby was a year ago, so I suppose be careful what you wish for sometimes, but I suppose still like somewhat promising from a rookie quarterback. At least the good news, he got sacked 21 less times, so our rookie quarterback's not a paraplegic already. But yeah, we are going to have to be better if we're going to actually go on a Super Bowl run eventually. Now, on the ground, Jeremiyah Love, another fantastic season. He's very consistent with those rushing touchdowns. Again, that's 8 on the season. 1,330 yards, so again, very similar numbers to a year ago. But you do have to say, I don't think he's going to win like the Offensive Player of the Year award or anything, but this is a pretty freaking good start to a career, man. Which through the air, he had 261 yards, 3 touchdowns. Still would like to see a little bit more from him there, but pretty much everybody's stats in the receiving room went backwards with the rookie quarterback. Marvin Harrison couldn't get 1,000 yards. Kendrick Bourne is apparently balling out over here. Again, we'd like to see a little bit more from Trey McBride here if this team's going to be successful. Dude, Paris Johnson has got to calm down, man. like 17 sacks is crazy. That's insane for like an 89 rated left tackle. At least we did a little bit better in the sack department this year. Josh Sweat with 12.5, Zaven Collins with 10. Offensive Player of the Year in the NFC goes to George Pickens. Again, no Jeremiyah Love in the top 10. I really hope the Offensive Player of the Year award isn't what screws us out of his career challenge today. Which after his 2nd consecutive incredible season, Jeremiyah Love is up to a 93 overall. Keep in mind, dude, he's still 21, about to be 22. So he has like another 7 years to progress, man. So I would be shocked if he doesn't eventually hit a 99 overall X Factor. And the Cardinals front office better appreciate this rookie contract while they can, man, because I know he's a running back. By the time this contract is up, they're probably going to have to pay him an all-time record. Probably be the first ever running back to demand a $100 million contract, which before the front office takes care of yet again another offseason, which hopefully hopefully they make the team better around Jeremiah yet again. Do want to see if maybe, just maybe, after the second season, he did gain that X factor, which he didn't, unfortunately. I think the only news offensively is Trey McBride lost his X factor. That sucks. Although, at center, I guess they drafted last year as a superstar, which is very unusual to see superstar offensive linemen, so maybe he needs to be our starter at either center or right guard. It looks like Taylor Decker was hating life in Arizona as he retired, so hopefully that front office with this money can replace that position in the offseason. It doesn't really help either that like one of our career challenges is to win the first ever Super Bowl for the Cardinals, because apparently in their own division, they have the 49ers at the start of a dynasty, winning back-to-back Super Bowls. Now, what are the odds this front office is ambitious for a second straight offseason? That's actually, it looks like they were. I think they spent, what's that, another like $40 million? Come on, let's be a little bit better than the retirement home this offseason. We signed Parker Washington to a 5-year, $69 million deal. Larry Tunsil, I'm assuming to be the Taylor Decker replacement. Drew Sanders to a 5-year deal. So locking a lot of guys down to long-term contracts, with Larry Tunsil being a little band-aid at the right tackle position. But dude, I think it's a solid offseason. But let's see if yet again in this upcoming draft class, the front office can draft a player as important as Lenora Sellers. Come on, give me a banger here. We got ourselves a good left tackle in the first round. Love to see that, because that could be our long-term replacement for Larry Tunsil whenever he inevitably retires next season. Got a good wide receiver and a good offensive guard in the third round. Also, a really good cornerback in the seventh. I'm not gonna lie, man. The Arizona Cardinals front office are notorious for being cheap, but brother, they know how to draft. So upcoming in Jeremiah Love's third NFL season, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the team is ready to cook this season. I mean, the squad's up to an 88 rated, 91 offense, 85 defense. I didn't even note last year, despite the mediocre rookie campaign, Lenora Sellers as quarterback's up to an 81 and should get even better this season, as should Jeremiah Love, probably get up to a 95, 96 rated. And what I'm most excited about for Jeremiah Love's sake is the trajectory of this offensive line. They've done an incredible job drafting here. Got this converted guard up to a 77 overall superstar. Also drafted a young talented left tackle and left guard, so they should progress and eventually become starters. And even the defense, man, like I don't think they're going to be anything overly spectacular, but they should hold opposing teams to enough points to where hopefully this offense can outscore them a lot. So I'll be honest with you, if Jeremiah Love doesn't make the playoffs for the first time in his career here in year 3, I'm going to be severely disappointed. 11-6 earns Jeremiah Love a wild card spot. We take it. Yo, we actually won our division and was a game out from having the 1 seed. What a massive step forward from the offense, finishing third in the National Football League. And the defense was number 1. How's that happen? Now, the offense got much better because of a much improved season from Lenora Sellers in year 2. 4,000 yards, 27 tutties, 2 single-digit interceptions. Not bad at all. But how about the main man, his running back, Jeremiah Love, with, again, that's an insane season. Still funny and weird to me that he's getting 8 touchdowns a season consistently all 3 years of his career, but a huge step forward in the yardage department, up to 1,500 yards, almost averaging 5 yards per carry. I mean, he could have got to like 15 rushing touchdowns if Ty Algier didn't vulture 7 away from him. Dude, he's doing the same thing he did to Bijan in real life. But I'm excited to see after this really good season what that overall bumps up to. I don't think he won Offensive Player of the Year, but we'll still check in just a moment. Let's see what he did through the air. He's putting up at the same numbers he did the first 2 years, 260 yards, 3 touchdowns. We had Michael Wilson with 1,000 yards this year. Dude, I might have to do something rare out of these career videos and interject myself and cut Paris Johnson before he gets Lenora Sellers and Jeremiah Love killed. I mean, that's like 70 sacks I think he's already given up today. I mean, that's insane. I want to see how our defense was so much better because we had a ton of sacks, dude. Josh Sweat with 18. I mean, we had 4 players over 12 sacks. I really don't know what the difference was in the last couple seasons, but I mean, I'm not complaining. Now, before we check Jeremiah Love's overall, we got to check some more silverware as Joe Burrow wins MVP for the 19,000th time. Really surprised that I came all the way down to 7th Coach of the Year, dude. I just took the Cardinals to the 2 seed. Bite me, dude. Offensive Player of the Year is Cam Scatabuso. A running back apparently can win the award, which we better hope Jeremiah does. Oh, I was really excited for a split second. This is unfortunately the wrong Love. But let's see as he heads into his first ever playoff run. Jeremiah Love at the end of his 3rd season is all the way up to a 95 overall, although his awareness rating went down a little bit apparently. But again, he's 22 going on 23 years old. There's like no way he doesn't become a 99 overall. Now, surely Jeremiah Love isn't going to lose his first ever playoff game, right? Wrong. The NFL's #1 defense apparently gives up 28 points to the 7 seed Commanders, nor was it Jeremiah's. I mean, he had 30 more rushing yards than J.K. Dobbins, didn't fumble. I mean, did what he had to do, but the defense just let him down, man. They gave up 100 yards to 39-year-old Terry McLaurin. So yeah, a little disappointing, but I do think this is just the start for this squad, man, because most of the players on the team still relatively young, dude. So most of these guys should continue to progress, hopefully all the way into a Super Bowl berth. Now, can Jeremiah finally get that X factor here just in time to get paid $1 billion? Nah, he remains a superstar, although it looks like Trey McBride got his back. It does look like 2 of our young offensive linemen start as superstars, which, honest to God, is kind of unheard of. And wait, do we have the best scouting department of all time? Like, another one of our draft picks from a year ago, Philip Oliver, I think like a second or third round pick, he's a superstar. Like, honestly, the CPU typically does a horrible job at drafting, but not the Cardinals front office, man. They are killing it. And defensively, the one thing we are going to have to do in the immediate future is probably replace Josh Sweat, because he's up in the 30s now. He's going down in overall every year, and eventually he's going to retire. So for Jeremiyah Love to ever make it to a Super Bowl, somehow the front office is going to have to find some way to replace this insane production. Which, again, they're still salary cap rich. Again, this offseason, they spent a big chunk of it. They refused to spend all of it, but I guess you should just never waste your money just to do so, especially if they continue to add some quality, which they went and signed Poona Ford in a one-year deal, Peter Woods, and Jamal McCoy, who's in the same draft class as Jeremiyah Love, so I don't know what they're doing here in free agency, but I'm assuming they were glad they were there, because they just got themselves about $150 million between the two. But again, I think another pretty successful free agency, so let's see if we can do what we did last year and follow that up with another generational draft class. Well, a little disappointing, definitely not as good as last year's draft class. Got a half-decent corner into the first round. Don't know what we're doing wasting the second round pick on a running back while you have Jeremiyah Love, unless they don't think they're going to have enough money to re-sign him. So, kind of like a C-. Now, as we head into Jeremiyah Love's fourth NFL season, I don't expect it to happen, but would not be shocked whatsoever if this team made it to a Super Bowl this year. Now, I know it'd be a rather tough ask, but I don't think it's completely out of the question that Jeremiyah Love makes it to a 99 rated this season. He'd probably have to shatter every single Arizona Cardinals record known to man for that to happen, which I definitely wouldn't mind it. Well, going backwards is always a little depressing, but hey, let's find the positivity in the midst of the depression and become the first ever 9-8 team to win a Super Bowl. I mean, not the offense's fault as we finished top 10. The defense was still top 5, so why did we get worse? I mean, a good season from Lenoris, like 3,800 yards, 31 touchdowns, 12 picks. Oh, I know. Did he wear off in Jeremiyah Love too? Oh, no. What a season, brother. 1,511 yards, 5.1 yards per carry. First time he's ever averaged over 5 yards per carry in his career, and 10 touchdowns. First time he's ever hit double-digit touchdowns in a season. You love to see it. Don't know if these numbers were good enough to A, win him his first ever offense play of the year, and B, get up to a 99 rated. But if he's not up to a 99, he should be close. Now, his offensive play of the year could be determined by if he actually had a good season receiving, which actually one of the worst of his career. Only had 22 grabs, 174 yards, 2 touchdowns. Although, he wasn't being selfish. He let his two receivers, Parker Washington, Marvin Harrison, both get 1,000 yards this year. Paris Johnson, that's better, brother. I don't know why it seems like left tackles, even if they're good in simulation, always give a ton of tackles, but 12 is fine. And in real life, it's not good. Bad. Very bad. But 12 within Madden franchise is A-okay. And on defense, it looks like we had Josh Sweat and Walter Nolan as 15 sack-a-season twins. Let's see, fellas. This year's NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Devonta Smith. It looks like Cam Scatterboo's up there every season, and Jeremiyah Love... Dude, again, this is the same thing happened again. So if he, can't come to the top 10, how is he supposed to win this award? And although Jeremiyah didn't make it to a real 99 rated, he got close. And dude, I think it's time for this team to take it all the way, man. Like, we're up to a 90 overall with a 93 offense. Lenore Sellers is up to an 88 rated. I think this team is plenty good enough to go on a run here. But as a 9-win team, it's going to be a tough task because we have to get past the Eagles here. Probably have to get past either maybe the Falcons or Lions and ultimately get past the Giants, who won last year's Super Bowl in this franchise. Now, regardless of what happens, can we just keep from getting first rounded for the second straight season? Let's have Jeremiyah Love here win his first ever playoff game. I hate it with a passion. Oh, the Cardinals franchise just memeing it up right now, man. It's a stinker. Absolute stinker performance on both sides of the football. Lenoris wasn't bad. Jeremiyah Love really wasn't bad either. I mean, you can't be mad at 4.6 yards per carry. It's a weird game. Like, we couldn't do anything. Like, nobody made mistakes. It's just a stinker. I mean, I really don't know what to say because, this team is good enough, dude. But, the problem is the guys like Jeremiyah Love are about to cost $1 trillion. So if they're going to get over the first round playoff hump, this front office is going to, for once in their life, have to spend all of this money in free agency while they can. But first, let's see if Jeremiyah can get that X factor finally. Come on, brother. Give me some good news here. Looks like Jeremiyah Love's still a superstar. And unfortunately, still a 98 rated. So at the end of year 4, going on year 5, and Jeremiyah Love has yet to complete a career challenge. Which means he might end up being the first player to fail his challenge in probably 6 months. My bank account might actually take a little hit today. Oh, I told you guys, it looks like we lost Josh Sweat, who has put up 40 sacks the last 3 years. I think he retired, so I don't know, man. That's probably where I have to spend all of this money, which I don't know how we just gained $40 million out of nowhere, but I'm not complaining. Oh gosh, we lost Hajalte too? They couldn't take the disappointment of the first round losses anymore. Whoa, looks like I spoke it into existence, as apparently the front office almost spent every last dime they had, which I'm hoping it was on some big time talent. Quinn Williams in a 1-year contract. Quinn Miners, who I know is an absolute, I think he's a 98 rated. 4 years, $120 million. We didn't really need offensive line help, but I'm not complaining at all. And then Brian Burns on a massive 1-year contract. So yeah, they spent a lot of money, but a lot of it was just on one-year contracts. I see for myself, though, Quinn Miners is going to come in as a 98 rated offensive lineman. That's insane, dude. Now let's follow that up here with some more greatness. Oh, God, it's mid again, which sucks. We had the 19th pick in the draft. Highly doubt any of these players end up starting for us. I mean, this wide receiver could be half decent down the line, but like I don't get the point in using 2 picks on a quarterback. Again, unless the front office believes they're not going to be able to afford to re-sign both Lenore Sellers and Jeremiyah Love. Which now, fellas, going into Jeremiyah Love's 5th season, which means it's a contract year. This should be the season where Jeremiyah finally becomes a 99 overall. But at the end of the day, that might end up being a bad thing for the franchise. With him being a 99 rated dude, they're going to have to pay him so much money. And who knows how much money Jeremiyah's agent would demand if they actually brought us to a Super Bowl this year. Okay, that's one way to demand a big payday. 15-2 is nuts. That's crazy. Which we only lost to the Eagles, and the Colts must have the best defense of all time, holding a 15-win team to only 3 points. That's crazy, dude. Literally 2 games away from going undefeated, which is nuts, dude. Like, I don't think in any of these career videos I've ever done has a team gone undefeated in the regular season. And dude, the Cardinals, this came pretty freaking close. Offense, a little bit improved from a year ago, up to 6th in the National Football League. Defensively, also much improved, back up into the top 5. Another great season from Lenore's here. 3,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, 10 picks with a perfect completion percentage. But as good as Lenore's was, all we care about today is the main man who put up 1,468 yards and 17 touchdowns, which is easily a career high. 5.2 yards per carry, also career high. The only question, though, will these numbers be good enough to finally win that first ever Offensive Player of the Year? I don't know. It's going to be tough, especially if he didn't do much through the air, which, I mean, it's his best season yet, I think, as a receiver. 250 yards, 5 touchdowns, not bad at all. Look at Parker Washington. 17 touchdowns, big addition 2 off seasons ago, I believe. I don't know why we're paying Trey McBride. Like, he does nothing around here. Marvin Harrison, though, I'm assuming he got a contract extension if he's still stuck around at this point. 1,200 yards, not bad at all. He's turned out to be a pretty good pick. Dude, who is this guy? Do we have somebody employed from the 1930s? Like, what are we doing? That was a jump scare. That scared me, dude. Quinn Miners, only 4 sacks allowed all season long. Pierce Johnson, that's his best performance yet. Only 10 sacks on the year. Defensively, though, we had Zaven Collins, man. He stuck around here his entire career. A lot of people thought he was a bust, but my God, dude, he's turned out to be an Arizona Cardinal legend. 16.5 sacks from the Sam linebacker position is crazy. Quinn Williams, a 1-year deal, apparently worked out pretty well. 16 sacks. Brian Burns, the other 1-year deal, 15 sacks. So we better win the Super Bowl while we can, dude, because we're going to be losing 31 sacks combined next season. MVP to Elijah Woodley, just like we all expected. Oh, it's about time. It is about time, brother. Yours truly is recognized for his efforts of clicking the simulate button. I won Coach of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year in the AFC goes to Ashton Genty. So can 2 running backs win it in the same season? Come on, make me a happy boy. Okay. I mean, I guess technically it can, but it goes to Cam Scattaboo's apparently turned out to be the best running back of all time, dude. Jeremiyah Love, though, for the first time in his career, not only comes in the top 10 of voting, comes in top 5. So you need just to climb up about 3 spots, brother. But despite the disappointment of losing that award, I do finally think, like, bearing a disaster, I suppose, like, unless he got his leg amputated, Jeremiyah Love finally up to a 99 overall, which, yeah, it took about 5 seasons, but finally completes his first career challenge. And I mean, surely with putting up these numbers the first 5 years of his career, he's got to become an X Factor eventually, right? Which, who knows if that'll be with the Cardinals. But first, we need to see if he can lead his team here to the Super Bowl, which honestly, I feel like we need to take things one step at a time, you know, since up to this point in time, we have yet to win a playoff game. Have to beat a really good 11-6 Rams team, which if my 69 IQ math is correct, the Rams are our division, and yes, we beat them both times we played them. So it is time, boys. It is time for Jeremiyah Love to finally, 5 seasons in, win his first ever playoff game. Oh, and it wasn't even close, brother. You love to see it. 45-17, 439 yards of offense, complete domination from the start to the end of the whistle. Masterclass from Lenore Sellers. Now, to be fair, you don't like to see Jeremiyah Love being outshined by Kyron Williams, who's like 48 at this point. But hey, Jeremiyah will be better next game. Although this is fine. This is a fine performance. Which now at this point, boys, all we have to do is take down the 2 seed Giants, and we have made it to Jeremiyah Love's first ever Super Bowl. Which is going to be tough, dude, because this guy apparently is an absolute freaking dog, man. The stats he's putting up's nuts. He's an X Factor. Cam Scattaboo. What a crazy bull, you know? This is insane. In his career, he's literally averaged like 15, 16, maybe even more touchdowns a season. I mean, it's also like, it's like 15 or 1600 yards a season, too. Like, who is this guy? Like, what is this guy doing? So I know the stats might not say it at this point, but this is the perfect time, the perfect opportunity for Jeremiyah Love to prove that he's the better of the 2 running backs. And he deserves that Offensive Player of the Year. It's been done! Oh, and it's great. Wasn't even close. 28-14. More even game than what the score indicated, probably. Lenore's again, what a playoff run. But Jeremiyah Love outshining Cam Scattaboo when it matters the most. 150 15 yards and a touchdown. I told you guys he's going to be better in the next game. Not to mention had 4 grabs for 25 yards. And now we need Jeremiah to play even better as he takes stage on the NFL's biggest stage, which, like, the Chargers at this point, I mean, they're a solid football team. But, dude, I feel like we're better, which we're stepping in to hopefully help Jeremiah put up an all-time Super Bowl performance and at the same time win the first Super Bowl in Cardinals history, which the unfortunate thing here is, like, with me highlighting Jeremiah Love, I mean, probably forced the football to him a lot. So I had to make sure I try to balance that out with also trying to win the ball game. And what a start here from Jeremiah. Dude, 2 carries in, and he definitely feels like a 99 rated running back. Okay, that time the Chargers got the memo. Another handoff on 2nd and long, and Jeremiah Love up the middle, dude. Offensive line, pardon the Red Sea. Oh, come on, I can't have that, man. Jeremiah Love carries us down the field, literally, and the backup comes in. I'm calling a timeout. Alrighty, checks in. Handoff, right up the middle, touchdown, dude. I feel like that was on rookie mode. Maybe he's just that good. Dude, our defense on another freaking planet right now. So that's their second, oh god, their second consecutive 3-and-out forced. But now, now it's apparently time for the 99-yard touchdown challenge. I do this challenge on my channel all the time, but we've never really done it in a real game. If anybody can be able to do it, though, it's gonna be Jeremiah. Run up the middle. I mean, yo! Oh, ooh, I got a little horny. Jeremiah Love, huge hole. Hold on a second. Oh, okay. Thought we were about to get a nice little 70-yard run, but hey, we'll take it. I mean, maybe I should actually try to throw the ball every now and then so Jeremiah doesn't die today. Little play action pass. Which, oh, see, yeah, that's why I don't throw the ball. Maybe better off if we pass it to Jeremiah, which we do get it off to him. And we're going to get about 12 of those yards back. Give me a second. The slant should be open. What a dot. Jeremiah, again, incredible blocking. He has the edge and the speed. Elijah Molden can't catch up to him. Jeremiah Love with the 50-yard touchdown. Dude, our defense has the Chargers in hell right now. That's 3 consecutive 3-and-outs forced, as at least they have a good punter, which sets us up, again, for basically the 99-yard touchdown challenge. Can I actually throw the ball deep? No safeties. Okay, wide open receiver. Just get the ball off. Marvin Harrison. Oh! Sexy! And off Jeremiah. Can't get the edge that time. It's not going to be that easy every single play. Which, with our defense dominating early on and us running the ball most of the plays, dude, we're chewing so much clock to where, like, it's actually possible that we pitch a shutout here. Let me not get too ahead of myself. Make sure we can take a 3-touchdown lead this drive. A little power. Outside, Jeremiah Love going to cut inside, going nowhere. So, finally, the Chargers defense seems like they're locking in. Let's see if they can play the pass as well as they've been playing the run this drive. Which, Jeremiah is wide freaking open. Like, who else, man? Who else to keep the drive alive? Hand off right up the gut, wiggling through for about 5. But you can't be way too slow in this drive as there's less than 2 minutes to go now. Trey McBride, he's going to be open. Good throw. Oh, if I would have kept running, that could have been a touchdown. Still have 2 more timeouts. Cut it back. Jeremiah Love is going to get about 6 yards. We do need to go a little hurry up here. 16 rushes for 154 yards is insane, dude. Literally not even a whole half of football, and he's going to keep trying to add on to that total here. Try to get that 3rd touchdown as he's going to get a couple. Hand off again. Which he's only going to get about 2. Hurry up time. Hurry up, boys. Pass would definitely be the smarter play here. Which Jeremiah Love somehow able to fall forward for the 1st down, but we need to get 3 quick plays off. So probably don't need to run the ball again. Like, the one thing I absolutely cannot do here is take a sack. Jeremiah Love out of the backfield. Oh, we got to score this touchdown. Oh, I got stopped at the one. That's horrible. That's absolutely diabolical. Literal inches. Literal mandingos away from taking a 21-0 lead. But hey, 14-0 still solid. As long as our defense keeps playing like they did in the first half, we're going to be fine and bring the Cardinals their first ever Super Bowl. Which we do get the ball to start the second half, which is great. So hopefully now we can take that 21-0 lead, which should be a 28-0 lead. Oh, if we would have hit that hole, dude, we might have been gone. I will say, last few drives, the Chargers defense definitely been locking in. I feel like the first drive or two, we got like 5 yards a pop. And thank God for the broken tackle, because again, he got hit in the backfield, but still picked up 5. So 3rd down and 5, really need to try to pick this up, get some points, so I would be really sad if the Chargers get the ball back and make it a touchdown game, because I don't feel like they deserve it. Quick slant. Marv, Colt Field, 1st down. Take it. Bounce it outside. Dude getting stuffed. I wonder if it's time to hit him with the deep play action here. Need somebody to get open. He is going to be open. Need a good throw. That's an incredible throw. Michael Wilson. Nice play from the DB. All right, boys. If we don't pick up this 3rd down and 12, it's a ball game again. Parker Washington's wide freaking open, though. I'm going to try something crazy. Quick throw to him. He's going to make the grab. Beautiful execution. I'm a wizard. Gutierrez checks in, and dude, he is so slow. He is so slow compared to Jeremiah Love, who thankfully checks back in. Bust this one. Oh, almost outside. Got 9. 3rd and 1. Right up the gut. He's got it. Easy money. Dude, he's playing with a broken leg. They're committing so many players to the run that I feel like, again, it's time for a play-action pass. And hopefully a big play-action pass for a touchdown. Which, Trey McBride, maybe throw the football as a dime down to the 1-yard line. So it is time to get back that rightful 21st point. And at the same time, stat pad for Jeremiyah Love on the 1-yard line, but he deserves it. Up the middle. Actually cut a little bit to the left. Touchdown Cardinals. There's no way the Chargers come back at this point, right? Oh, I was about to say, at this point in time, it's almost the fourth quarter, and they still haven't got a first down until now. And of course, they go on to score a touchdown to stay in the ball game. Oh, screen pass to him is set up beautifully. Cut inside. Oh, it's magic. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna give Marv a chance. He has a half a step. He's gonna not catch the football. Jeremiyah bust one. I love it when he busts. Great blocks on the outside. Jeremiyah Love again, so close to busting. I want him to bust it so bad. Now, I don't like this. 3rd and 2 with a chance to clinch the Super Bowl here. Need 2 yards, and Jeremiyah Love's checked out. He even called a timeout, and he still didn't come back in. So the possible Super Bowl clinching first down all comes down to Gutierrez. Lock in, brother. Oh my God, he actually got it, dude. What an effort. And we have done it. Jeremiyah Love has officially brought the Arizona Cardinals to their first Super Bowl in franchise history. You Cardinals fans, soak it in virtually, because this will probably never happen in real life. I definitely need Jeremiyah to lock the frick back in here, because we got so much more we need him to accomplish. But first, we need to see if he's going to try and complete the rest of those challenges as an Arizona Cardinal. And for that to be the case, they had to give him a big contract extension, which as of right now, he could be an X factor for all we know following the Super Bowl, which yes, Jeremiyah Love, of course, dude. They'd be so dumb not to. They've locked down a ton of players this season, man. So this team, honestly, could sustain all this success. My God, man. The entire core coming back. But Jeremiyah Love locked in for another 5 years, was very close to becoming the first ever running back to sign a $100 million contract. But hey, he's a team player, man. He wanted all these guys to be able to come back, and apparently somehow the once very cheap front office found a way to afford all these guys. And yes, it has happened, which is about freaking time, dude. Like, well deserved. Which what we're gonna do from this moment in time, boys, is simulate to the end of his new contract extension to see if he's still a 99 overall X factor as a 30-year-old, which is kind of unheard of, and also see if he can win another Super Bowl and maybe even start a dynasty. So good news, another 5 years in the future, and Jeremiyah Love and his Cardinals still making the playoffs. And you got the offense, who's still one of the best units in football, as the defense is taking a huge step backwards. Okay, the quarterback, still a Noah Sellers, who obviously got another contract extension, still putting up really good numbers with a perfect completion percentage. Curious to see what his overalls got up to, but what I'm more interested in, though, is the main man, Jeremiyah Love, who put up 1,700 yards, 6.3 yards per carry, and 19 touchdowns. I mean, he's 30 years old, and this is the best season we've ever seen from him. Aging like a fine wine, he's got a, he's not even a 99 anymore. That's rough, dude. Had the best season we've ever seen, while no longer being a member of the 99 club. Hopefully, he had an even better season than that, and won himself an Offensive Player of the Year, because this is good numbers and all, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Which through the air, he put up just only 1 touchdown. Not good. Parker Washington still here. 16 tutties from him. Marvin Harrison still here. Phillip Oliver, the receiver that we drafted late, who had a superstar dev trade, apparently is panned out. Trey McBride apparently no longer here, which is a little sad, but Enrique Cruz putting up about the same numbers as him. Ooh, the offensive line looks totally different, so we're gonna have to check and see how bad that unit is. And defensively, kind of same thing. We probably suck because we don't have any OGs left. Which, huge moment. MVP goes to Ty Simpson. But your NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Puka Nacua. With those numbers, Jeremiyah Love came in 3rd, which is a little discouraging. Which at this point, we can go back and check his previous numbers from the last 5 years, which it looks like in 2031, he had 21 touchdowns. So maybe that year he won the award. A little discouraging because, I mean, this was the best year of his career. Most yards per carry, 19 touchdowns. I mean, most yards ever, but like still didn't win Offensive Player of the Year. So I'm a little worried. If he didn't win it this year, dude, I don't feel like he ever will, which will fail his challenge. Okay, in 2031, he had a good season receiving too. So that was like 25 total touchdowns. So let's go ahead and see it. 7 Pro Bowls, and did win the 2031 Offensive Player of the Year, which yet again, boys, completes another challenge, which I wanted to see if he signed a contract extension. He did. Jeremiyah Love apparently locked in as a Cardinal for another 3 seasons, which I'd like to think means he's going to retire as a Cardinal. But the team around him still solid, man. I mean, they're still an 87 overall squad with a 91 offense, so highly capable of winning another Super Bowl, which again, we don't know if he won any more in the last couple seasons, but we have Noah Sellers, who's still up to a 97 overall, so him and Jeremiyah Love tied right now. The receiving core still looks good. Parker Washington still a superstar. Offensive line looks phenomenal. I think it's just the defense that kind of sucks. I mean, we got some good edge rushers, not horrible. So let's see if yet again Jeremiyah Love can lead his team to a Super Bowl. Just don't know if the defense is good enough. Well, there's your answer. Love does it again, brother. 17-point dub, 8-point dub, capped off by a massive 18-point victory in the conference championship game, leading us into what will hopefully be another Lombardi trophy headed back to Phoenix. It's always so anticlimactic when we actually make it to the Super Bowl only to lose. But in this instance, we do get to start the beat drop music. 27-20, which is at least a second Super Bowl in the tank for Jeremiyah Love, which I do want to go back and check last couple seasons. 2030 went to the Falcons, 2031 goes to the Giants, 2032 again goes to the Giants, and 2033 goes to the Broncos. In 2034 also doesn't go to the Cardinals. But hey, brother, we found a way to make up for those lousy last 5 seasons, capping off with Jeremiyah Love's second Super Bowl, which he's rewarded by going down even more in overall, down to a 94. So from here, we're going to go ahead and simulate another 2 seasons into his new contract extension and see if he can win another Super Bowl and hopefully break these records. Well, that's new. Which has only been 2 years, so Jeremiyah's still got to be in the team, right? Which he is, still has an X Factor. Lenore Sellers is still there too. I mean, holding on to a 91 overall X Factor as a 32-year-old running back in this game is actually kind of crazy. Which Jeremiyah's offense still top 10 in the league. I will say the quarterback play was a little off this season as Lenore Sellers getting a little freaky with the football. Which, to be fair, Love's numbers are also down a little bit this season, which, to be fair, like, to an average running back, this is still a great year. Just not the seasons we were really accustomed to. Through the air, putting up a good season, 274 yards, 4 tutties. Now, after the legendary career that he's had up to this point, I did think it'd be pretty sad if he retired off of this season. And I have seen a handful of running backs make it past 33 in this game, which, moment of truth, Jeremiyah Love has retired after 13 seasons in the National Football League, which it is kind of sad to me that he chose to go out in the season where his team came in last place. I think it's like the first time since the third year of his career where they actually missed the playoffs, which I suppose somebody that's put up a career like this has earned the right to go out on their own terms. Which first, I do want to check to see if maybe he won a Super Bowl in the last 2 years. No, so he does retire with 2. Which the legend also goes out after accumulating 19,126 career rushing yards and 155 career rushing touchdowns, which are both obviously Cardinals records, while also obliterating the single season rushing records. And not to mention the honor here of becoming the NFL's all-time leading rusher, which does mean, yet again, by the skins of our freaking shaft, complete today's career challenge. Just know the Mickey Mouse run's gotta end soon, right? Oh yeah, forgot to mention as well, according to Madden, Jeremiyah Love goes down as not just the best running back of all time, apparently the best freaking player. Now, if you want to watch another rookie's career, you can click right here to watch Fernando Mendoza's.